All right, so I'm going to talk to you about how important it is to have a bass line. All right. Now, I've heard plenty of beats that don't have a bass line. If you look back at the old school hip hop, yeah, you're going to hear some, especially in the 80s, let's say, some Run DMC type stuff. Maybe not so much Run DMC, but anyway, a lot of the old school stuff, you hear the just like some drums, right? Just some like drums and then the MC on top, and that's it. Okay, so it worked okay at the time. Yeah, LL Cool J did some stuff like that, whatever. But that was then. This is now. Now the hip hop beats are much more melodic. All right, and so there's really no excuse to not have a bass line, unless you're going to use your beat as just like some kind of interlude, something like that. Just you're using it for some special thing. But if you're making a full-on beat, you should have a bass line because it makes a big difference. It really does. And unfortunately, I still hear beats today that they don't have a bass line. All right, so I'm just going to show you a quick example of why you should have a bass line and how much of a difference it makes. So first, let's check out this beat here, right? Let's check out the drums here. That sounds pretty cool. That sounds cool. All right, now this one's some piano here. Some background. Now it sounds pretty cool, right? Because you listen here, this kick, it's pretty heavy. All right, it's not an 808, but it's heavy enough. I like it. So if you play it back, you kind of get used to it. Your ears get used to the sound with no bass, right? As you're making the beat, you're like, this is dope, whatever. I'm going to leave it as it is. You're like, screw it, whatever. Let's bring in the bass. What a difference. What a difference, right? I mean, check that out. Now, you don't have to have a pattern like this. It's not busy anyway, but still, it's just a basic pattern, right? I'm just holding on to the key, whatever. But it really fills out that low end, doesn't it? I mean, it really does. So let's listen to it again. Now, here's the other thing, too. Okay, go back to this piano here. Now, take out the bass. Listen to that piano, and you're going to hear just 3 little notes, okay? But especially on this last one here, it just kind of cuts off, right? You still hear it with the bass, but without the bass, listen to it. Cuts off about here, okay? Right about here. So it sounds kind of empty. The whole beat sounds empty, right? Because that piano note is cut off, right? So now with the bass put on, let's check it out. Right here. So from here to here, that bass note, that bass is really... Let's check it out in the bass here. So right here, this one and this one on the second and the fourth, because this is only 2 bars here, but here. So basically, it's like right here or whatever. Yeah, right here. It's really carrying. That bass note is carrying. Okay, it's filling out the space here that the piano is leaving. Right. It's just like these quick piano notes. That's why I put them in, because right here on my C group is my bass. So I already did the bass first. At first I did my drums, then I did the keys here, then the bass, and then I said, let's throw some piano in. And it sounded good when I recorded it because the bass here was already filling out that space right here. So then I bring in this, and it sounds great together. But even without the piano, without the bass. Now this one without the bass, you could pretty much still, just get away with that, right? Just the drums and these eerie keys here. You can pretty much do that, but with the bass, it sounds so much better. It really fills out that low end. So that's just to give you an example of how, you can make just a simple bass line, whatever. It could be like this, or it could just be like a note on the first, the second, or just like a bass note on the first and the third, whatever, something like that. And it's just something to fill out that low end, and it'll make a big difference in your beat, and you'll notice it right away. Like I said, the only times you should really not use, if you're not using any bass, is if you're just making a beat for some kind of interlude, whatever. That's all. But otherwise, you should put a bass line. Why not? And like I said in other videos I've had, it's not complicated to make a bass line. Just some quick notes, and you can use samples, some plugins, whatever. In this case, this one's a plugin. But if you're using a sample, it's even better because, you can really put a low pass on it and loop that stuff, and it'll be really sweet. It'll make a big difference in the beat. So anyway, so one more time. Love that low end. All right. Okay, so that's it. So make sure you click on like and subscribe, and now go make some beats.